Ah, shit. Here we go again. Hello and welcome to Splat Talk, the series where well, you know the drill. Let's get to version 4.7 patch notes already. So, Splash Shot, Gal 52 and Zap, main power-up now reduces shot spread variance on the ground, which basically means reducing ground RNG. Luna Blaster, main power-up, does better explosion painting now. Squeezer, decreased ink consumption of the first shot by 4%. Splatbrella, 15% more ink consumption per shot. Suction Bomb goes from 180 to 220 max damage, but the damage on Bubble Blower bubbles remain unchanged. Squid Beacon, sub-power buff, especially when having fewer quantities of this ability. Splashdown, 2.4 times more damage towards Baller and 7.5 times more damage towards Booyah Bomb Armor. Object Shredder, 5% more damage towards Booyah Bomb Armor. Last Ditch Effort now activates when the enemy's progression in ranked is below 50, but the effects are low and increase until 30 while they're maxed out. For the specials, NZAP 85 goes from 210 to 200, NZAP 89 from 190 to 180, and Peridualis from 220 to 210, Aerospray RG from 170 to 180, Aerospray PG from 180 to 190, Mini Splatling from 190 to 210, Heavy Splitting Remix from 180 to 190, and Kensa Undercover Umbrella from 180 to 190. So, after a rather extensive play session into Splatoon 2 version 4.7, the first thing that I can tell is that this main power buff really helps the splatter shots and Zap and Gal 52s. I've been putting 6 subs of main power up and I can already see the difference in aiming. The one weapon, however, that probably benefits the most from this patch has to be the Kensa Splash Shot. Well, maybe all the Splash Shots, but more especially the Kensa variant, because not only the whole RNG like ground shots and air shots has been reduced in general, but with Suction Bomb hitting harder, I feel like it gets kills more easily now. And main power up is also definitely very useful on Gal 52 as well, since the RNG of this weapon in comparison to its fire rate is really atrocious. And we need to fix this by reducing the ground RNG on this weapon, or even shot spread variance, why not? But Gal 52 taught me that even with main power up on this weapon reducing the RNG, if your aim is trash, then your gear set is not to blame. But still, thank you Nogami. This is much needed for these weapons and I couldn't ask anything better for them. I also started reusing Last Ditch Effort, even with a gradual increase of the effects depending on the enemy's progressions. Since it can be activated much earlier, it has become a more useful and potent ability, because there are situations where you need all the ink you want to have to hold out against the enemy, like when they gain a huge lead already from the start of the match, such as Rainmaker or Clam leads. This ability can become prominent here because we are bound to progress much faster in these modes rather than Splat Zones or Town Control, but it's also effective in this mode as well. In fact, there was this one time in Rainmaker when I had to hold on shooting at the Rainmaker's shield so that the enemy doesn't blow it on me. Take the Rainmaker and gain the lead. Even if it wasn't the full effects, Last Ditch Effort helped me enough in holding on so my team would come back, wipe the enemy and secure our lead. You may never know when stuff like that happen, but when they do, well, you're in luck if you've put on Last Ditch Effort. I have no doubt this will help many other weapons which are very ink consuming. Speaking of ink consumption, it's nice to see the first Squeezer shot having its consumption decreased, but it might be only effective when people use only tap shots on this weapon, otherwise you won't feel the difference in automatic fire mode. It could be beneficial, however, to also use Last Ditch Effort on this weapon, but with a bit of Ink Saver main for starting the match. And the rest depends on the weapon and your gear set and the progression of the match. As said before, Suction Bombs seem to get kills more easily with an increase in damage output. This makes it able to hit the Rainmaker's shield and Slash Wall harder, but sadly not the bubbles, otherwise a certain Forge Probe would have become a little too OP, because you know, Suction Bomb and bubbles. For Splashdown, well, I don't know what to call it, but it feels like what it does to Baller and Booyah Bomb Armor sounds like revenge or even an apology for not enabling us to destroy Bubbler or Kraken back in Splatoon 1, but much harder than before now. I mean, now you can destroy Baller with Splashdown from a rather long distance from what I've seen now. And also, I wonder if the solution for destroying the Booyah Bomb Armor is to be able to hit harder the Buyamom armor, or instead decrease the armor's durability itself, because we're going almost nowhere by taking on the Buyamom thrower by ourselves. I mean, if we want to destroy the armor more effectively, we have to be at least 2% on it. Maybe Object Shredder will help, but we'll have to see in the long term. For me, that is all that there is to say about this patch. I also heard that they found Killer Wail and other stuff as well hidden within the code of the game, but it might contain some mild spoilers concerning Octo expansion, so if you haven't played or finished it, then skip to the end of the video. Alright, let's go. Somehow they re-implemented Killer Wail in Splatoon 2, and they also plan to use the Marina's hyper bombs, which appear at the very end of the Octo expansion. Basically, this thing resembles a very big suction bomb you can shoot on to make it blow, and it makes a really huge explosion that covers a really huge portion of the map. We know how to use Killer Wail, but we have yet to know how to fire the hyper bombs. Not only that, but we don't know when we will acquire Killer Wail or hyper bombs yet. Will we be able to fire it over time in the match? Will it replace our special like Stingray or Bomb Launcher? Will it be obtained through one of those tin cans we can find in the Octo Valley or Canyon or even Deep Sea Metro? Especially since Killer Wail has been put in the same category as the other specials in the game. Well, basically, this raises a lot of questions as to what will happen next in Splatoon 2. Why is this Splatoon 1 special here when they're supposed to be removed entirely from the game? What will they be used for? Splatfest, like many people would suggest with Pearl vs Marina? Or is it supposed to be part of a secret update Nintendo has yet to uncover that has something to do with all the old specials in Splatoon 1? After all, at another point in time, not only the codenames of every old specials were in Splatoon 2's code, but there were also bits of the Kraken as well hidden within the files. And what about the bits of those unfinished game modes left in the code? Will Nintendo make a future announcement? Heck if we know. Everything is possible. Maybe we'll only have to wait for EVE3 to know more. And that is all. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and if you want me to Splat Talk about another subject, then feel free to suggest in the comment section. This was Sonic, and I'll see you next time. Bye!